Hey gang, it's Powerhouse Pen Waters of Soul Advantage Mobile Notary here with my what are y'all? You know I'm stupid. My Maryland TIPIC study group. We have Jackie and Tanika, Kiara, Craig. Who else is on here? Everybody gone? And so we're just going over vocabulary words today. And so you're welcome to be part of our Maryland TIPIC study group. Just whatever I'm trying to say, y'all. Let's go. I ain't worried about the rest of that. All right, so what did I start? I have no clue. But we're gonna keep going, y'all. Tell me, what is fiduciary? Fiduciary. Y'all gonna get real quiet.
Is a responsible / trustworthy person who handles the money and the transactions. So they handle the accounts and stuff for the lenders.
Exactly. So did anybody else have any other responsibilities of a fiduciary person?
You said, does anybody else have any responsibility?
No, tell me some responsibilities of a fiduciary. You just told me some of them.
Oh, okay. Paying the bills, handling the accounts for the lenders, preparing the closing document.
There you go. So it says escrow agents conduct settlements in accordance with lenders' instructions and underwriters' guidelines. Escrow agents should not disperse funds until all conditions are met. And earlier we said, what was the only escrow account that can be commingled? Which was what, Kiara?
The Maryland. Hold on, I just said that. The Maryland Authority of Housing Trust.
Look, we're gonna say that's close enough for right now. All right, so we just talked about RESPA. Craig, so tell us again, what is RESPA and what's their function?
RESPA, Real Estate Settlement Procedure Act. It helps protect the consumer from kickbacks. Basically allows them to give potential advertisement for $49. You know, you can't get gifts no more than $49.99.
Right, because if you hit 50, you going to jail.
It's a
possibility. Right. It's a possibility. Right. So y'all remember what the penalties are if you do violate the RESPA law?
I think it was 5. Was it 5 years in jail? And
who putting somebody away for 5 years?
I mean, a year. I mean, up to a year.
Tanika, please don't prosecute me and put me away for 5 years. No. So that's who else? Give me another try.
A year. Okay, go ahead. I'll listen. Up to a year.
Up to a year.
Or something else. I forgot the other one.
Get fined.
50,000? Was it 5 or 5,000?
Now there is a fine. So who can help Tanika? You want to reach out for a friend? You want to phone a friend, Tanika? Okay.
Yes.
Who's going to help Tanika with what's the penalties for violating the RESPA law? Kiara, you popped up, so you giving me an answer?
Oh, see, I'm not the friend you want to reach out to. I don't remember the amount.
Craig, what's the penalty?
You have to, get recertified again? I think your license, your license suspended?
It could be.
Yeah.
All right, so put a star by that. We're going to find out later what's the actual penalty. All right, okay, so y'all are so funny. All right, simultaneous issue. Y'all remember that? Simultaneous issue?
Remember simultaneous purchase.
So what are they purchasing at the same time?
Title insurance for the borrower and the lender.
And the lender, and it's pretty much paid for by the borrower, correct? So what's the discount?
40% for a reissue rate.
All right, go ahead, Kiara. You've been studying this week, girl. 40%. All right, that's good. So once again, what is the relationship between an underwriter and a title insurance producer? What is the relationship called?
Agent and principal.
Agent and principal. Who's the principal?
The title insurance producer.
No.
Wait, the principal is the underwriter, right?
Yes, it is.
And then the title, or the tip, is it the TIPIC or title insurance producer? That's the principal.
Well, they all have that same relationship, but the relationship between the underwriter and the tip is principal and agent. So the same thing for the tip and the TIPIC, and the same thing for the underwriter and the lender. Y'all get it?
Yeah. So what's your question again? So that you said
So the answer is, what's the relationship between the underwriter and a tip is principal and agent.
but the underwriter is the principal, right? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
In that
Transpose.
situation, you know.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool beans. What is a Maryland intake form? Maryland intake sheet. All right. Y'all better put a star by that too. Maryland intake sheet is a altar form that you have to have in order to submit things to the courthouse. It's just also created uniformity in forms. It's like a cover sheet. And so it has to be in black ink, and you always have to make 4 copies. And if there's 2 separate things that you need to submit, you have to attach an addendum to it. So that's called Maryland intake sheet. What are the 2 different types of policies?
You have a standard
Standard
and extended.
and extended. Standard and extended. So who's usually the 2 people that purchase that need the title insurance? Who needs it?
The borrower and the lender.
The borrower and the lender. Correct. So how long does the borrower's title insurance last? What's the duration?
The length of the loan.
The length of the loan. No. The owners, the borrowers. How long is their last?
As long as they have the house.
As long as they have the house, and it also covers who?
The lender.
No. So the owners, the borrowers covers them and their home, and also covers who? What'd you say, Diamond?
I can't really hear you. Can you repeat it again?
Oh, okay. Maybe it's my book on thing. I said, what did I say? What's the duration of the borrower's title insurance?
Until they own the home, like forever until they own the home.
Right, as long as they own the home, but it also
Yeah.
covers who? It covers them and their what?
Heirs.
Their heirs. So borrower's title insurance product covers them as long as they had a home, and it also covers the heirs. So how long, what's the duration for the lender's policy?
The length of the loans.
The length of the loan. So if they had $100,000 loan, once the borrower paid up their loan, their interest is gone. So that title insurance expires. Right? Right. Okay. Judiciary. All right. What is a cloud on title?
Defects and issues.
Okay. Defects and what?
You said of what?
Hmm.
Oh my God. On the title.
On the title. So it's okay, Diamond.
No, I was distracted because this car drives me crazy.
Oh, okay. So cloud on titles are defects that are found on title. So can y'all give me like examples of cloud?
Yep. Forgery.
Forgery is one. Mm-hmm.
Fraud.
Mr. Ayers.
Fraud. Say that again.
Missing heirs.
Missing heirs, unknown heirs. Correct. Give me some more.
Mechanic liens.
Mechanic lien. Good one. Give me another one. Craig, you got any cloud on title examples?
Construction liens.
Construction liens. The same thing as mechanic liens.
Okay.
All right. And then tax liens.
Tax liens.
So those are your cloud on title. So if who's the person that goes down to the courthouse to research if there's any clouds on title?
Title researcher. Right?
Title researcher. And where does he go?
Goes to the courthouse and he goes 60 years back.
He sure does. And so if he finds a cloud, if he finds a cloud on title on the property, and he creates a report, who does he give that report to?
The title insurance company.
Yeah, he gives it to the tip. And so when the tip gets that information, what does he do with that?
He makes a title commitment, right?
Correct.
With the
Commitment / binder.
binder.
Correct. So what is a title commitment?
It's like a general contract, and it shows what needs to be done in order to get the title insurance.
Policy, correct. Because if you have any clouds on title, they are not allowed to issue you a policy. So you have to clear all of those things up in order to be issued one. Good job. So give me the 4 elements of a contract.
Offer, exception, consideration, and making an offer and signature.
Go ahead, Craig. Craig said, y'all ain't gonna beat me out this time, Craig. So the 4 elements of a valid contract are offer and acceptance. What you say? Consideration, and then making it.
Making an offer.
Yeah, those are the 4 things you need to make a valid contract. Y'all got me all confused. All right, cool beans. So give me the 3 parts of a title commitment.
Pre-contract, contract,
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me say the question. So give me the 3 schedules that are in a title commitment.
Schedule A, B1 and B2.
Okay, so what would you find in Schedule A?
The who, what, when, where, why, right?
Right, exactly. All those things about the estate, the borrower, the title company, the surveys, descriptions. But what would you not find in Schedule A?
Social security number.
Social security number. So what would you find in Schedule B2?
2, you skip 1.
I'm sorry, but answer my question, girl. I'm asking these questions.
Okay. 2 would be the exceptions.
Exactly. So give me some example of exceptions.
Would that be I'm not good at the listing the exceptions.
That's okay. Just give me 1.
Easement.
Easement, girl, that's the easiest one. Easements. So you would find easements in your acceptance. Okay, so I'm gonna be for real now. So B1, what's in B1? Because she right, I skipped it, but it's okay. Just questions like that's not gonna go in order. They're going to just ask questions. But it is Schedule A, Schedule B1, and what's in B1?
Exclusions and requirements.
Requirements. So what does that mean for that section? I think I just answered it.
A list of cloud on titles.
I'm gonna give you the list of cloud on title. So what do you have to do in order to get the policy?
Clear it, get everything cleared up.
Get everything cleared up. So how can you clear up a mechanic lien?
Pay it.
Just pay it. It's just that simple. What's another way? It's a form that you can go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
For the lien, to get rid of the lien.
To get rid of some of the clouds on titles.
I don't know. Don't the title insurance company help you to clear some things?
They don't help you, but they show you what needs to be cleared in the title commitment. It's up to the borrower to make sure those things get clear. But another way is to do a quit claim deed.
Oh yeah.
Basically transferring it out to someone, but they don't really have that much guarantee or protection. They just kind of get the place as is. So another way to clear titles is to do a quit claim deed. That's another way. Good job. So in your title commitment / binding, you have Schedule A, which is like an overview. B1, which is your requirements or exclusions that you have to. What is going to contain all of your clouds on title, which you have to clear up before you can get a policy. And then Schedule B3, which is, B2. What's wrong with me? B2, which is going to have your exceptions. What's a way to get around the exceptions? Because you're not supposed to be covered. They're not supposed to be covered. But if you have this particular word, if you use this particular word, you can, it's like a loophole. So what's the word?
Endorsements.
Endorsements. I mean, you for real. So there's no reason why you should be waiting for nothing. Okay.
Studied a lot yesterday with my mom.
Endorsement. So endorsement is pretty much like a loophole that you can utilize to get your exceptions accepted, I guess. Is that the right word? We'll go over that. Everybody else is like, what is she talking about? I'm talking about. I'm gonna ask y'all the same question. So if you qualify for a first-time home buyers program, who pays the taxes?
The seller.
Seller pays the taxes. Good. Who's the only person that has to sign the deed? Who is the only person that has to sign the deed?
The seller and the lender.
Seller and the lender. I'm gonna kill y'all because we just went over that. So why is the lender at this point the only person who needs to sign a deed? And it's based on the REE rule.
You said it's what?
Why is the lender the only person who needs to sign the deed? And it's based on the OREE rule.
They're giving the property over to someone else.
Right, they are the giver. So the OREE rule is that the OR is the giver and the EE is the person who's receiving. So then who is the mortgagor? Based on that rule, who is the mortgagor?
The mortgagor would be the borrower.
Will be the borrower. Good, Kiara. So what is the borrower giving?
They're given a promise, right? That they're gonna
Go ahead.
that they're gonna pay on the house.
Right. They're giving the lender the promissory note that they're going to pay on the house. So the mortgagor is the borrower. So who is the mortgagee?
The lender.
The lender. And why are they the mortgagee?
Because they're the one receiving the payment or the.
And see, most people think that the mortgagor is the lender because they're thinking they're the ones who's giving the money, but it's actually the opposite. So the borrower is a mortgagor because they're the one that's giving a promise to pay. All right. So what is a lien? What's a lien?
Debt on the house.
Yeah, it just lien just means that you owe money. Let's make it simple. Lien, owe money. Lien, owe money. You just owe money. What's the purpose of the USA Patriot Act?
To make sure people are who they say they are.
Correct. Make sure they're not on the terror list and all the other great stuff. So once again, who does the underwriter give their ratings or premiums to get approved? Who approved?
To the Maya, right? To the commissioner, right?
Yep, to the commissioner or Maryland Insurance Administration. So if you were a person that violated RESPA, who actually is the person that's going to prosecute you?
The commissioner, right?
Nope. Who's going to prosecute?
General.
Attorney General. Now they're going to investigate you, Craig. MIA investigates you, but the one who prosecutes you is the Attorney General. All right. So if once the title insurance, once the underwriter gets their filings or rates approved, can they just change their rates when they want to? No. What do they have to do?
They gotta get it approved every time, right?
They gotta get it reapproved. Okay, cool beans. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some real quick stuff. All right. So give me an example of an easement.
Sidewalk, right?
Sidewalk, right? What else can be an easement?
Is it
The driveway.
Be a driveway. Give me one more. It could be an alley, right? It could be water. So say like you have like what's her name? The one who owns the Lake Bailey. What's her name? Cynthia Bailey. She has a lake house, right? And so say she has neighbors that's across her lake. And so now the water becomes an easement, right? Because she needs to get in her boat or whatever she gotta do to get across the water to get to her neighbor's house, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Right. So what is the right call that allows her to utilize that water?
Reparand. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Ingress,
No, the water right.
Reparand. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Riparian, is that what you're saying? R-I-P-I, whatever how you spell it.
Yeah.
Riparian or littoral right.
How do
That's
you pronounce
exactly
it?
that. Huh?
How do you pronounce it?
I'm gonna say riparian.
Okay.
What? Riparian? That's a word.
R-I-P-I-R-A-N, something like that. We'll figure it out. You know, I'm not the best speller, but riparian rights or littoral rights, that's her right to utilize the water that's connected to her property. Okay, cool beans. So let's say Craig had a house and he had a long driveway and Kiara's house is in the back. And so she used that driveway every day. What happens to that driveway or that easement when Craig sells a house?
Stays with the house.
Yeah, it stays with the house.
Stays with the land. So what's the word for stays with the land?
It starts with A, right?
It sure does.
Is it a pertinence?
A
Is that what-
pertinence. A pertinence, which means it stays with the land. Good job. So if Diamond is a person that uses their driveway all day long, is she the dominant person or is she the dominant person?
No,
Why not, Craig?
because she don't own the driveway. She don't own the easement. She don't own the driveway.
But what does it mean to be dominant?
to use it,
You get the most benefit.
yeah,
So who's the person that gets the most benefit?
the one they
Person who
use.
drive the-
Oh,
the-
is it the most?
It would be Kiara. So she would be considered the dominant person. Even though it's Craig's driveway, she gets the most benefit out of. All right, good job. Closing disclosure. What is a closing disclosure?
That's where you get all your numbers at. That's where everything that's pertained to the deal is your interest rate, how much your fees are, what you're paying for, all your closing costs, everything is in the closing disclosure.
Cool beans, Craig. So how many days before closing do the borrowers have to get that document?
3 days.
3 days. Cool beans. Does everybody understand that? Because that's something that we didn't go over together. Closing disclosure. They have to get the borrower has to get that 3 days before settlement date. What's the loan estimate?
What you get.
Say that again.
Oh, I just was saying there's an estimate of the loan because I was thinking about the word, but
The word. It says, well, this is what the book says. It says must be given to consumers no later than 3 days after submitting a loan application. So it says the loan estimate replaced the good faith estimate designed by the Department of Housing and Urban Development under RESPA and the Early Truth in Lending Disclosure designed by the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Board System under TILA, T-I-L-A. The loan estimate form incorporates disclosures required by Congress under the Dodd-Frank ask. So it's something that's given, it's a document that's given after the 3 days after submitting the loan application, where like the closing disclosure has to be given 3 days before settlement date. So if y'all don't have that on your vocabulary list, put down closing disclosure, because I think that's new for y'all. And also loan estimate. What time is it? 11 o'clock? It's 11 o'clock already? Lord Jesus Christ. Lord, I'm gonna stick the stuff in the front. All right, 2 things. And so we talked about RESPA and we talked about kickbacks. What was another thing that we talked about under RESPA? It's another one that they talk about a lot. Or if y'all know the rest of it, because it's misrepresentation. Nobody? Or am I saying it wrong? Hello, I know it's Saturday morning, but I need y'all
Was
to.
it twisting? Was it
Wait,
twisting
wait.
and defamation?
Oh, okay. Well, if y'all ain't understand it, just say, girl, I'm talking about
Twisting and defamation, right?
twisting, defamation, misappropriation. Yeah, that's all I
So
wanted to know.
misappropriation of trust money. Is that what you was talking about? That?
Yeah, just different things that fall under risk, because it's not just kickback. It's a whole list, laundry list of things. They just normally talk more so about kickback, but they also talk about twisting to make sure that you understand those other things that fall under risk. So what is the hold on, because y'all might be trying to ask questions on top of my head. They don't always come out. All right, encroachment, easement. I was supposed to print my daggone vocabulary list, but I did not. All right, so does anybody have any, while I get myself together, does anybody have any questions or want anything clarified that's on your list? Anything
where can I get a copy of the vocabulary list? I never got the vocabulary list.
Right.
Yeah, you never sent it to me.
Hold on. I thought I did, honey bunny. It's not my bad. Can you put your email in this chat or email? In the chat. Are you driving, Craig? You always
No, I'm at home. You already had my email. I sent it last week.
Okay, Craig, can you work with me? Jesus. Can you put it in the chat for me, please? Or send me I put my email in the chat. So if you can send that to me again, sorry, because I thought I did send it to everybody.
Yeah, I got it, Pam.
I know Craig be trying, Craig
I didn't
like
get
being
it.
a problem child. Okay.
I didn't get it.
So Craig, I put my email in the chat. Can you just email it to me again? I promise you that you did it this time.
Yes.
This group pretty much didn't get it, but I'll make sure. I promise. I'm gonna make sure. Let me see. Hold on. Pull it up here. I promise. But while I get myself together, do y'all have any specific things that you need to go over? Because it's already been 11 o'clock. So the second hour is going to be all about y'all and what you need to have clarity on. That means, so everybody quiet. That means that y'all gonna pass the test if y'all took the test today, because y'all don't need nothing clarified. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Tanisha.
No, I just downloaded the new book. Remember?
Okay, good. You got it.
A new one. Yeah, so I just downloaded the new one. This joint is humongous. It's bigger than the first one.
But you know what, Craig? I found that it's a better read.
Yeah, the words are bigger,
a better
right.
flow to it.
Yeah.
Because last time, like the forms were all in the back, and you really didn't know what goes with what. But she had the format now where she put the forms with the module, which I found very, very helpful.
And then she, I was looking at it. She breaks down the deed. What the grantor is, grantor's signature, grantee. Everything that you were just talking about. She kind of breaks it down. That goes into each one of them sections.
Okay.
How new is this one? Because I got mine in I think September.
It says her course said last updated was 13 November.
Oh, of this year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, need
But
that.
you can request one, but she is gonna charge you what, $39, Craig?
Yeah, 39. Yeah.
$39 to get an updated version.
Okay.
And you
But
get
she'll,
6 more, and you get 6 months on it.
right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good. Grantor, grantee. So during the payment process from a borrower, the borrower is the mortgagor, the lender is the mortgagee. So tell me, what is a deed of trust? Anybody know what is a deed of trust? And it's not the same as deed. So let's clarify that one. If you see deed or do you see deed of trust, they are two totally different things, two different parts of the process for the homeowner. So the deed is when the borrower has paid up their promissory note, and then the lender is going to get the deed, sign the deed, get it acknowledged, and then it's transferred over to the new homeowner. And so at that point, the grantor is the lender, who's the only person who needs to sign a deed. But what, because I'm giving y'all time to think about it, what is a deed of trust? And y'all can make an educated guess if you want to, and then we'll go into what it actually is.
The deed of trust lists everything that's
Oh,
in the deal, everything that's in the property, that's in state law, dealing with the property. It's
that was
it's
and on the loan.
notarized
Mhm.
with their signature. It's just basically their promise.
There you go. That's all I wanted you to say,
Yeah.
Craig. You gave me the
All right.
whole spiel.
I thought you wanted. I thought you wanted that.
I just wanted you to really what you just said is all I wanted you to say. It's actually a form. It's actually a form.
It's a bunch of pages.
Right. It's one of your papers in the your settlement papers, and it's really just the borrower legally saying, "Hey, y'all, I owe y'all this money." Right, Craig?
Right.
So that's what a deed of trust is. It's just a form officially that the borrower is officially telling the lender, "Hey, y'all owe y'all this money for this house." Good job. So in the deed of trust, who is the beneficiary in the deed of trust?
The
So let's
the
hold on, Craig. So let's
underwriter, right?
Is it the lend?
no. So
The
let's
lender?
break it down.
The
So
lender.
you have the lender, you have the trustee, and you have the trustor, right? So there's three parts to a deed of trust. You got your borrower, then you got the trustee, then you got your the lender. So those are three parties to it. So say it again, who benefits the most out of this relationship?
Pam, can you repeat the
lender does.
question? Can you
Okay.
repeat the question?
So we're talking about deed of trust.
The lender does.
The lender does. Hold on, let me break it down for you. Craig is right, it's the lender. So the three parties of the deed of trust is the lender, the trustee, the trustor, who is the borrower. And as Craig said, the lender is the one who benefits the most of this trio. And why? Because if the borrower doesn't pay their money and all of the great stuff, the trustee will make sure that the lender gets their money. And one way they can ensure that they get their money is by doing a foreclosure on the borrower, right? And then, so how many days do they have to give them for foreclosure? And I know my questions are all over the place, but hey, we're gonna learn. So foreclosure, how many days do they have to give them before they can foreclose on a home?
45.
45 days. And so the trustee that's in the middle is going to pay the bills. It's going to do everything that's under fiduciary. Y'all remember we talked about the responsibilities of fiduciary person? They pay the bills, they do whatever the lender needs them to do, and blah, 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 blah. So the lender's going to get their house paid, and if they don't get their house paid, they're going to make sure they get their house paid. Revoked, taken, foreclosed on. And so that's the duty of the trustee that's in the middle. And I'll go over it because I just confused myself. But there's three parties to a deed of trust: the lender, the trustee, the trustor, who is the borrower. The person that benefits from that relationship is the lender. And right now, that's the most that y'all need to remember right now. The lender is the one who benefits from that. And that is 45 days of foreclosure. And that can be handled by the trustee, who is a fiduciary person. So look up the responsibilities of a fiduciary. Did I confuse y'all enough? Well, that's clear, because I'll go over it again.
You can go over it again. One more time.
Okay, so how many parties is it to a deed of trust?
3.
Who are the parties?
The lender, the trustee, and trustor.
Correct. So who benefits the most from that relationship?
The lender.
The lender. So what is the duty of the trustee?
I missed that part.
So y'all remember the word fiduciary, and they told y'all what the responsibilities of the fiduciary was?
Yeah,
That's the role of the trustee as well.
a trustee, right.
Right. So wherever that is, because I turned the page, but they can pay their bills, or whatever that the lender tells them to do or asks them to do that's legal. They can start the foreclosure procedures if the borrower does not pay. And so how many days do they have to give them before they start foreclosure procedures?
45.
45 days. So those are the basic things you need to know about deed of trust. And it's an actual form that the borrower is just promising to pay. Legally saying, hey, y'all, I owe this money. And Craig gonna give you the whole rundown because he gave y'all all of that. Craig, tell him again, what is a deed of trust?
It's a promise.
I just asked you for the long version. Then
Okay.
Craig, work with me.
It's normally it's like 16 pages. And it lists everything, the state, the type, it lists the your payment, your promise to pay. This is you know what I mean, it's just everything. This is the one that goes in the book. It just lists everything.
Right. And it also has to be recorded.
Right.
Good job. Thank you, Craig. Because Craig, I try to get it the short version, but sometimes some people need the whole version to comprehend the whole thing. But I told y'all the main thing is to know about deed of trust, okay? Was that good enough for you, Tanika?
Yes, that was good.
Okay, great. So just remember, deed is not the same as deed of trust. Deed of trust is when the borrower is paying. Deed is when the borrower has finished paying the promissory note, okay? Y'all both say, okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Craig, because everybody else is still asleep or eating turkey burgers or something. I don't know what they're doing over there. Just leaving me. Hey, okay, I'm trying to pull up something real quick. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna pull up. But while I do that, come on, girl. It don't take that long. While I'm pulling this out, I'm going to congratulate Diamond again. She passed her Lisa's test out of the course, and she's going to be taking her prometric test on the 10th. I'm telling all the Diamond business, but I'm just excited for you, Diamond.
Congratulations, yeah.
I already know you're going to pass it.
Whoop, whoop. Go Diamond.
We just had 2 other people pass out, and actually Tiffany passed prometric test, period. So now she's in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Now, which Craig is going to be as well, Maryland, DC, and Virginia. All right. Trying to read my thing. Penalty for license violation, difference between homeowners. All right. So what's the difference between the homeowner's insurance and title insurance?
Isn't with the homeowner's insurance, you pay it's like something that's monthly or a premium or whatever the contract is.
Right. You pay monthly. Or monthly depends on how they set up with the lender, but yep.
Right. And
versus
then with
what? Versus what with the title?
You pay that just once.
You paid it one time. And when did you pay that?
Don't you?
What you say?
As
Craig?
settlement, as settlement.
Settlement closing.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah, closing settlement, exactly. So give me another difference between title insurance and homeowners. When is the effective? What does homeowners cover versus title insurance?
Homeowner insurance covers stuff in the house, dealing with the house.
Correct. And so when is it covers stuff that happens before your effective date or stuff that happened before your effective date?
Homeowners is after.
It's after. And so
Right.
what's the difference with title insurance?
Title insurance protects against losses that occurred, like it could be like 60 years ago.
60 years ago, exactly. So it covers things that happened prior to your effective date, right?
Yeah.
So when the title insurance when the title researcher goes down to the courthouse, how do they search the title?
They go back 60 years.
60 years. I'm just tired because she just said 60 years.
Okay.
So yeah, when the title researcher goes down to the courthouse and they do research, they go back 60 years. How do they do it, Craig? Just one word.
Well, they investigate.
Chronologically.
Yeah, chronological. Okay.
Craig was like, what word is that? They search it chronologically and they go back 60 years, which is called what? A full search. So
Okay.
a full search is 60 years. What's a short search? Or limited search? I'm sorry. What's a limited search?
30 years, 25 years.
60
No.
years or less. 59 or less.
Y'all
Oh,
not
okay.
just guessing. Y'all, I know I said educated guess before, but no. So a full search is 6 years. A limited search is 12. Put that on your paper because you're going to need to know. 60 years is a full search. A limited search is 12. All right, what's another word I can give y'all? Estoppel. What is estoppel? E-S-T-O-P-P-E-L. Estoppel. One of the key words is in the word.
Stop something.
Stop something.
It's a legal way to ban you from going against your word. So if you said this was $55,000, you can't come back and tell me it's now $67,000. It just keeps you honest about your word. Keeps your word legally. Estoppel. But look up, y'all can look up the official definition. But that's how I remember it. And the word, the trigger word is right there in the middle of the word stop. So it bans you from going against your prior position. Y'all got it? Or you need me to say it again?
Got it.
Thank you, Kiara. I mean, y'all just leave me hanging. I tell y'all, I gotta stop talking to y'all after y'all eat all that holiday food. Simon, we did that one. RESPA. We kind of went over all the words that are in module 1, kind of. Maryland intake sheet. Tell me again, what is a Maryland intake sheet?
It's a form to submit to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cover sheet, you said.
Pretty much. So how many pages do you have to have? How many copies?
4 copies, and it's in black ink.
In black ink. Cool beans. Underwriter. Yeah, I went over all. We went over the elements of a contract, different homeowners. We did a lot today. We did a lot more than y'all probably think. Attorney trust simultaneous, Maryland intake sheet, Maryland withholding law. Let's go back to the Maryland withholding law. So in order for them to get the percentage, what is it based off of? How do they get the percentage of the Maryland withholding law?
Is it the total payment?
It's the total payment. It's the total payment. It's based off it's a percentage of the total payment. So for non-residents, individuals, how much is it?
It's not 0.28, no, 0.50, 0.80. I'm guessing 0.80 or 0.82, something.
8.0.
8.0, okay.
For individuals. And what is it for businesses?
I think it's 8.2 or 8.5.
8.25. You was close.
Oh,
Close
okay.
enough.
Okay.
So let's go over that again. Maryland withholding law. Y'all gonna read more about it, but it is based on the total payment of and it's for individuals it's 8.2. I'm sorry, it's 8%, 8.0%, and then for businesses it's 8.25. And then y'all can read more about that. But put that on your paper. That's very important to remember. This is the Maryland withholding law. So look more into that. What is real property? What is real property?
It's like not movable or something like that.
What
It's
is
not
that?
movable. It's the land and then anything that's connected to it that's not movable. So is a garage real property?
Yes.
All right. Is a swimming pool?
Yes.
How about like a well?
A what?
No.
A well.
Oh.
I mean, that's real country. Most of us don't have those. I know. But some
You
people
said
actually-
no? The
I
well
said
is,
it is. A
oh,
well is a real property because it's connected to land. So what's the purpose of what is SDAT, 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 and what is their function? These are the people. Oh Lord, y'all get on my nerves.
It's tax. They assess the taxes or something.
They assess the taxes, exactly. Assessment and taxation. So so they assess your land just to see how much taxes they're going to give you, property tax they're going to give you. SDAT, SDAT. All right, what is a quick claim deed? And we're going more to module 2. So if you haven't read module 2, y'all need to read module 2 because these are vocabulary words in module 2 now. All right, so we already talked about lease estate. What is a fee simple? What is fee simple?
the highest of ownership.
Highest form of ownership. So what's a life estate? So we in module 2 now. So y'all supposed to be reading module 2. So y'all supposed to have these on your list. Life estate. Anybody want to take a crack at it?
I'll take a guess. I don't know if this is right, but is it something like when it's not ownership, but leasehold? Something with leasehold? No, okay,
No.
no. I'm
Two
all
different
Owner.
kind of estate.
Ownership ends at death and interest passes to the what's that, remainder man?
It can be. So the owner has a property, right? And so they matter of fact, I'm gonna use myself because this is my uncle's house. And so I consider the life tenant. So he gave me the right to live in this house for as long as I live. I have and you can also tell them that they can possess it, they can use it, they can sell it if they want to. They can also like fix up the house. They just have that right, but it's based on the owners and the provisions they gave them. So I'm called the life tenant. So there's 3 parties. There's the owner. Y'all write this down. 3 parties to a life estate. There's the owner. There's a life tenant, and then there's the person called the remainder man. Write that down. Life tenant has the owner, the life tenant, and then the remainder man. So my uncle is the owner. I'm the life tenant, and then my cousin is the remainder man. If my uncle happened to pass away before I do, I actually get to stay in the house because it's based off my life. I have the right to live in this house for as long as I live as a life tenant. That's one scenario. The next scenario is if I, the life tenant, pass away before the owner, the house goes back to the owner, and that's called reversionary. It goes back to my uncle. But if both of us pass away, the owner and the life tenant, the house goes to my cousin, who Craig said is the remainder man.
So Pam, I have a question.
Sure.
So if you pass away first,
If I'm the
you
life
said-
tenant,
yeah, the life tenant, you said it goes back to your uncle, which is the owner. So when
Right.
he passes away, then it goes to your cousin.
it goes to me first if I'm still living.
No,
But if
so
both
you
of us
passed
pass
away.
Right.
Yeah,
but
so
both
you
of us
passed away.
pass away, it does go to my.
But is the order matter? Like,
Good.
so let's say if you pass first, right? So it goes back to your uncle, then your uncle passed away second. So then will it go to your cousin in that order?
It could if that's how he put it in his paperwork.
Okay.
Or he'll have to go get it through probate. Depends on
Okay.
how.
Got you. Okay.
Is that right, Craig? I just want to be right. But I think that is right. Always research what we say, because that is my understanding. But you got to read to understand. But that's my understanding of how that works.
Right. Right.
Okay, so that's a lease. That's a life estate. Owner, life tenant, remainder man. And I have the right to. It depends on what the provisions he puts in his paperwork, that I can possess it, use it, sell it, fix it up, rent it out. It just depends. Okay. Anybody have any questions about life estate? All right. We already talked about full search. We talked about limited search. What's the effective date of the title search? What is the effective date of the title search?
Settlement date or closing date.
Of the title search?
Title search. Oh, the last date that was it the last date that they searched it?
It was run through. Yep. Go ahead,
Run through.
Tanika. You corrected yourself. Yeah. The effective date of a title search is the last date, the run through date. Just remember it like that. All right. So good job, Tanika. What is a chain of title? Chain of
When
title.
they research chronological in order or something, I don't know.
It's just
Like,
the history.
go.
It's just the
Oh.
history
Okay.
of the title. No, because I want you to understand it for yourself. It's the same thing. It's just the history of the title.
Okay.
The history. Chain. Because chain, you usually see links, right?
Right.
Okay.
You know, I can break it down
Yes.
everything.
Yes. That's
So
good. I
chain
like
is
how you break that down. It's good to remember
Yeah.
like that.
Chain is like linking, but it's chain of title is just the history of the title. What is race notice? Y'all supposed to read module 2. Race notice.
Whoever goes to the courthouse to record gets priority over the dean.
The priority of what?
The dean.
The deed. Right. So if Tanika got a deed, I don't know how this happened, but Tanika got the deed, Craig got the deed. Tanika was like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just going to get this recorded tomorrow. But Craig was like, soon as Craig got in his hand, he ran down to the courthouse and got the deed acknowledged and stuff. Craig wins the race notice. So the deed belongs to Craig because he was the first one who got it recorded. Y'all got it?
Yep.
That's race notice. We talked about title. We said deed. Foreclosure, short sale, bankruptcy. So if you're filing bankruptcy, where do you go?
Go to the courthouse, don't you?
Bankruptcy court. Duh. That's one of them duh questions, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah.
You go to bankruptcy court. What is? Well, we talked about test day. We already did it. Test day. I was talking all the turn. What's the power of attorney?
Gives you the power to sign. Gives you the power to act in a legal manner for someone who's not able to either be there or incapacitated or what. You speak for them. Gives you the permission by the courts to speak for them.
Cool. Beans. What is tenants by the entirety? Y'all was supposed to read module 2.
Is that the one where they married, two married?
They are married. They have to be married. You're right. Tenants by the entirety. They have to be married. Can their shares be equal? Do their shares have to be equal, or can they be divided?
I think it's equal.
Undivided, right?
Oh.
Is
It
it
is
equal?
equal. It has to be equal shares. Equal shares. And so if, well, no, I'm not asked that question yet. So if they got divorced, what does their tenancy now become?
Tenants in common.
Tenants common. Go ahead, Don. See, that's why you passed your test, girl.
Go Diamond. Go Diamond.
Tenants by the entirety, they are married with equal shares, but if they were to divorce, their tenancy now becomes tenants. What'd you just say? Tenants in common. You know, I'm simple. So Diamond, what is joint tenancy? Joint tenants.
Isn't that if they have unequal shares?
We have unequal shares.
My computer just died.
That's as far as you going. Okay.
That's all I can think of right now.
All I can think of. Anybody else that can help her out? Ugh.
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
What is joint tenancy? Ouch.
When you're, as a married couple, right? Wouldn't joint tenancy be a married couple?
No, not necessarily. No.
It's
Joint,
the
the married
right
couple is the tenants by the entirety.
Okay.
joint tenants is the rights of survivorship. Equal undivided rights requires 4 unities, no probate required.
Cool beans. So tell them, Craig, what is right to survivorship exactly mean? You just said it.
Huh?
You kind of just said it, but I just want you to like specifically say, what does the right to survivorship mean? Craig. Okay, help Craig out. What is right to survivorship?
The surviving party becomes the owner of the property, family. Yeah, I'm related to the person, whoever the property belongs to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, Craig.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear, if you said it, I didn't hear you because I'm trying to do 2 things at once and y'all know I can't. All right, so right to survivorship means that you get the property without going to probate or anything that automatically goes to your surviving spouse or the other person. Okay, so that was joint tenancy. So joint tenancy is a right of survivorship, like you said, equal undivided rights. Probate is not required. I'm gonna read it real quick because there's more to it. So joint tenancy is when 2 or more people or entities have an equal interest in property. If one party dies, by operation of law, the surviving party becomes the owner of the property. An important distinction between tenants in common and joint tenancy is with joint tenancy, there's a right to survivorship and probate is not required. Each party can unilaterally sever the tenancy without the consent of the other tenant. If the joint tenant is severed, the tenancy becomes tenants in common. For a joint tenancy to be created, 4 unities are required. So y'all can write this separately because this is very important. In order for it to be a joint tenancy, there are 4 unities are required. So one of them is unity of possession. All joint tenants possess an undivided interest in the property at the same time. The unity of title, property is acquired by the same deed or conveying instrument. Unity of time, property is acquired at the same time. And unity of interest, all joint tenants share and hold an equal ownership. And one way that people remember it is TTIP as the acronym. TTIP. Oh, let me go back to this. What's the 4 governmental powers? I'm not sure if I said it when we was recording, but this is important to remember. What's the 4 governmental powers? And what's the acronym?
PET.
PETE. What's the first P? What's P stand for?
Police.
Police powers, which is like the zoning, like if it's commercial or residency. So what's the first E?
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain, which is what? Say it again, Craig. What is eminent domain?
Trespassing, ain't it?
What?
No,
Craig,
I'm sorry. It's
it's when the government
it's when
takes your
the
personal
government take your
property
private property, right?
for
And they gotta
personal.
pay you for it.
There you go. They take your private property for public use, and they have to compensate you for it. And then it's taxation, and then the last one is S cheat. Tell me what is S cheat again?
No
Anybody?
heir, no will, no will.
You die without a will, which is intestate, and what happens then?
The state has 3 years to find the heir.
State has 3 years to find an heir, and if they don't, they have the right to do what?
Take the property.
Take the
Right,
property.
consider it abandoned, take the property for their own use. And so what's the way we gonna remember that in our brains?
Cheating you out of they cheating you out of your property. Something
Right,
like
the
that.
state cheats you out your property. I found it off the prep agent, I'm stealing his thing, but the way he remembered it was the state cheats you out your property. Even though they have legal right to do that. Okay, cool beans, what time is it? 11:33. And so they have this different types of tenancy, ownership is sole owner, then there's tenants in common, which shares can be unequal, but probate is required. Joint tenancy is the right of survivorship with equal undivided rights. Probate is not required. Tenants by the entirety, which is right of survivorship, probate is not required. That's for married couples. So I need y'all to go back and look at read your tenancies. Agreed? That's so.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. That's all I asked for. I don't ask for much. And so if you had an HOA lien, how long does that last on your credit? How long can they take? How long do they? What's the duration? What's the statutory? What's
12 years.
12 years. They got 12 years. It's a money judgment, first of all. And so that money judgment has 12 years that they can come after you for it. Okay. Another one is on my thing. What's else on my list? What is military power of attorney?
Is that something with federal?
Yeah.
I know they have to conform to federal law. I don't
There
really
you
know
go.
the definition.
It's the same thing as a power of attorney, but they have to conform to federal law. Okay. It says the military power of attorney is written document signed by military personnel that grants power of authority to someone to act on their behalf. So it's the same thing, but they have to follow federal law. Okay. What is plat or platted?
A map or plan of the land.
You're getting it. I'm just waiting for you to pull it out. Okay. That's it.
Of the land for the property.
Yep. So it says plat or platted. A plat or platted legal description is created based on a platted subdivision. The legal description is usually short and straightforward because the dimensions are generally presented on the subdivision plat. The plat or platted description sometimes refer to one or more smaller parcels represented on a subdivision. That's your official word. What is a lot and block? Lots and block. That's why I know y'all ain't read y'all section too. Lots and block. Y'all. Okay, so lot and block says the lot and block system is a method used in Maryland and other states to locate and identify land. You ever seen, what is it, Craig? Y'all never seen where they say lot 5, block 2, or whatever? What am I trying to say, Craig? What is that called?
Oh yeah, when they rebuilding the houses and stuff, and they like pick a lot you want to purchase or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So some of these things y'all can relate it to your own personal experience, and you'll probably get it more. Like I remember eminent domain because they took my grandmother's candy shop and used it to do. I don't know if they built a highway through it or something, but I always remember the eminent domain because it's relatable. So some of these things, if you had bought a house, you probably seen some of these things. Just go back to your deed and look at what was in your deed, and you can connect with that way. So if y'all don't have any questions or anything else, we're gonna go for the day. So I need y'all to go back and read module 2, because we went thing that we went through today was in module 1 and module 2, and it was vocabulary. But I know Craig, do you have anything else we need to go over that you need clarity to?
No, not since I got this new packet. I'm good to go. I should be able to be caught. I should be caught up for the next time we meet.
Okay, 1 and 2. What about you, Kiara? Thank you, Craig. What about you, Kiara?
Nope, I'm good. I'm just going to actually go over module 2.
So module 2. So focus mainly on tenancy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing that you need to remember. Tenancy, and y'all can know about your estates, like life estate, fee simple. Know your ownerships. Okay. And we'll go over that if y'all have any more questions about the tenancy and the ownerships. Leasehold estates, life estate, fee simple, all those type of things. We'll go over that. But if y'all need to, y'all feel like y'all more advanced, you're welcome to come to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Because this is more so for newbies. But if y'all feel compelled, y'all can come on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays as well. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Y'all have more energy during the week. I don't know what's going on with y'all on this Saturday. God, y'all need y'all to wake up. Or is this too early for y'all? No, I'm not making it any later because I got things. I be running the streets. I did it, y'all. Anyway, this is Maryland. This is Pam Waters with Sole Advantage of Maryland C.O.I.N's TIPIC study group. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us on our Maryland C.O.I.N's Facebook group. All right, tell everybody good day, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Module 2, and we're gonna come back here on Saturday, and I know y'all gonna have all this stuff down by then. Right?
Yep.
And once again, congratulations, Diamond, for testing out. What you gonna say, Craig?
No, I say yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, tell everybody I said hello. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.